listen to me and listen to me real good. I've told you once, I said it 1,000 times. You get out of those pagan, satanic, religious, Christian churches. Christians do not follow the commandments of the Bible. Christians do what they want to do. They make up their own laws, their own rules, and their own regulations. Come out of her, my people, and come out from among them. And it's real simple and easy to ascertain who are these people you need to come out from. Easy. Number one, if they keep Sunday, that's an automatic sign that you need to not have any fellowship with these commandment-breaking, wicked deceivers and seducers and bewitchers of the truth. Simple. Hallelujah. Glory to the King. Glory. Everybody all right? Abba Yahweh, bless your magnificent name. By the power of the Ruach HaKodesh, please minister to us your truth. That these sayings would sink deep down in our hearts, that a performance would come forth that will glorify your magnificent name, especially in the midst of this evil and perverse generation. Spirit that is holy, the Ruach, minister, we need you in this hour and time. We are a people without understanding. And it's hard for us, given all these exiles and all these many, many different captivities we've been in, to even perceive your word, since there's so much in front of our minds. Destroy, tear down, root out every evil, wicked thing by the power of your word that is not of you, so that you'll be glorified when you come and your people will be ready. We bless you for the sacrifice of Yahshua HaMashiach. We thank you. We thank you because we're mindful that our names are written down in the Lamb's Book of Life. We thank you for this glorious, magnificent truth. Perfect us is what we want here this Shabbat. In the magnificent name of Yahshua, amen. You may be seated. Most people say, oh, that's just words. Okay. Enough words that we got power behind them to cast out demonic spirits. Isn't that true? Can y'all imagine somebody being healed of sickness and diseases and people are upset and mad? You see how many thumbs down that video got of yours, Sister Chester, that I put on my page? I got it from the Sisters and Sisters page, but then I put it on my page. I said, I wonder how the devil gonna act now. Did you see it, Brother Chris? Is it not sad, the condition this society is in? It's sad. Sister Chester is a nurse. And she had a few ailments. You know what I mean? The medical profession couldn't do nothing about it, right? But you had a son, you got a son that got faith. Isn't that right, Brother Brent? The Bible teaches that healing is the children's bread. And you know what? We could recover so much more, provided that we would love him more. Y'all hear me? I'm going to put it on us, Israel, because the fault lies with us, not with him. For the word of Yah that was manifested said, this is what he said, blessed are those which hunger, and we ain't hungry enough, and thirst, we ain't thirsty enough, after righteousness. Well, what's the purpose of it? They shall be filled. And we're not full enough. Now we're full of the world. Your mind is full of functioning like the Gentiles. Yeah, it is. I mean, you look the bill by the hour of dawning. If we could act as holy as we look, we be something. I know Israelites, they raise hell behind closed doors and they come up in front of the saints and present themselves as the most pious, righteous. You've been fighting sin, hell, and the devil all week long, and then you come in here like you righteous, you hypocrite. See, this is where you lose the religions of the world because they don't want to be perfected. I am a preacher that is known for people actually taking their computer monitors and ripping them out of the wall and smashing them into their living room. Don't they know they got to clean that mess up when they get finished? And this is the problem. They put on me the blame that is the Creator's word. So they're not mad at me. It's just that you're looking at a man that is fearless when it comes to his word. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves today. Yes, we are too. We're going to learn if we really truly got it. Did y'all hear me? Or are we pretending? This is the truth. Y'all have heard me more often than not make a statement. And the statement is that black people can't be racist. Now, I'm using the term black because that's what we're all familiar with. I don't have time to go through all the different hues of the spectrum of the rainbow. So for the sake of comprehension, let's just deal with black and white, all right? And of course, when I make these statements, I already know the challenges that is in people's minds. Now, if there's anybody that ever really truly pays attention to my words, it's Elder Doug. He's always been that way. Pay attention to my words. And he sent me an article this morning. And I'm like, okay. Now, before I go off into this article right here, I'm going to explain something to clarify my position. Because when I make statements like this, automatically the white people will say, well, see, he's racist. Remember I told you I can't be racist because I'm not in a position of power. Y'all ever heard me say that before? Y'all heard me say it before? Now, you know how crazy and stupid I sound, right? Because I'm dealing with a mind that has been trained and it functions and has been manipulated by the system. You've not been educated. They called your training education, but you've been trained. They tell you to sit, you sit. Tell you to bark, you bark. Yeah, they do. And you think that because you have a thought, you believe it's an original thought. And all your thoughts have been placed in your mind by some other entity other than him. So when I say certain words, that's why you feel those receptors going off called emotions. And you get all jacked up. What he just said. You do. Because his words are spirit and they are life. All we have to do is repeat his words and you should see the emotions it stir up. It's amazing how much effect the word has. It really is. But we function the way we function because of agreements that we have made in the past. Things you agree to. Your righteousness.
Preach. Come on.
Your righteousness is not everlasting. No, sir. That's right. And you have a law the way you function, but it ain't the truth. Uh-oh. So let's bring clarity to this position right here, all right? Throughout history, no matter what the empire that was ruling at that time on the earth, their laws and their system was in effect, they all practiced racism. Did y'all hear what I said? I'm glad I got a theologian over here. Somebody actually graduated seminary. Because see, when I'm preaching, I'll be listening for him, and I ain't listening to all you dum-dums in here. I'm just, you know what I mean? I got an amen corner. They encourage me. You know what I mean? He got that long stick going pop, pop, pop. Yeah, that's right, Pastor. I look at you, man, it gets discouraging. We got finished with today's sermon. I got to get up here and get some brothers to lay hands on me and cast this demon out for the spirit of depression that entered in on me. Huh? And don't worry about it now. I know how to encourage myself. So a lot of times y'all see me up here acting around and doing all these theatrics and stuff. That's because I'm encouraging myself. Because I ain't getting none from you. Now, before I so rudely got distracted, we're going to get back to the issue, okay? Every single ruling empire upon the face of planet Earth all practice racism, meaning that they believe that their social system, their civil system, be it legislative, executive, judicial, no matter what system of government that they had, they all believed that their people were superior to the people that they held captive. Is this making any sense? Are you sure? Can we comprehend? Huh? That's why people, if they were ruling, people wanted citizenship. Because they wanted the same rights and privileges that was granted to those who were homeborn. Is this making any sense so far? See, so now I'm not sounding like a racist now, do I? Bro, Darrell said, you never did. When you say something, I just learned how to, wait a minute. Now let me try to find out what he's saying. It sounds crazy, but I know he's right. So that means the Egyptians practiced racism against the Hebrews. We can all agree with that, can't we? Huh? The Assyrians practiced racism against every single country they conquered, including the Hebrews. The Babylonians practiced racism. Is that true? Are y'all following me so far? The Medes and the Persians, the Greeks and the Romans. Now when we get to America, all of a sudden, hold on. The same system that was influencing them is the same system that is influencing today. It just happened to be that when the Egyptians was ruling on this face of this planet Earth right here, they just happened to be a nation that was black. Does that make me racist because I can see the difference between color? They were black folks. And they were practicing racism against other black folks. And now, all of you so far that oppose my views, you looking pretty stupid right now, aren't you? Wait till I get finished. Are we getting this? What's the name of that German philosopher, Elder Doug, that started redefining people by Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and Negroid?
Johann Blumenbach.
Y'all hear that? See, everything in the world used to be defined by what nation you were of. What was your nationality? But then Johann Blumenbach came up on the scene and then started defining people by color of skin. Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and Negroid. Are y'all getting this? Later on, people decided to make it a little bit simple. Black, white, yellow. Look at you. Huh? And now you got ignorant people out here that see somebody that has a different hue of skin and they get upset at them for no reason whatsoever at all. Not that they've done them any evil or wrong, but just the fact that they are different. Oh, don't think I'm not speaking without knowledge here. See, the scriptures define people, either you're from the line of Shem, Ham, or Yafet. Is that right? But the nations have redefined it. You all thought you were Gentiles at one time. And the people who are actual Gentiles had convinced you're Gentiles. What a mess. What a mess. So America, by definition, is a racist country. Because in the original Constitution, they had written in there that blacks in this country who had a lower status, a level were 3/5 human. Tell me, if that ain't racism, I don't know what is. When it says that all men were created equal, that don't mean the niggers. That's not the niggers. You wasn't created equal according to their status and defining. If we were equal, then come here, Sister Heather. Get on up here a second. If we were equal and we had all same the rights and status and privileges granted unto us by the state. If we were all equal, then they wouldn't have any problem with this right here, would they? But they call it miscegenation. So they had to pass laws against this. When they figured out that white woman loved Mandingo, did I just say something wrong? They said, damn it, we can't stop this. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to make a law and pass it so that they will have a license. It wasn't nothing wrong with, thank you, Sister Heather. Come on up here, Brother Dowell. Come on up here, Mother Bullock. It wasn't nothing wrong with slave master tiptoeing down to the shed. It wasn't a house. Getting some and making mulattoes. Wasn't nothing wrong with it. Wasn't no laws. But then, thank y'all very much. Sister Heather, come on back up here. But then, when Mrs. Master said, y'all tell that Mandingo to come up here. Slave master is gone. I come up here and she goes, ooh, you some kind of man. Because she's bitter. She's rejected. Because she know what her husband been doing. You can tell America don't believe in bestiality because they used to call black folks beast. Now let me tell y'all something. If you too black and white for this and you can't stand straight talk, then go ahead and go on to YouTube, and I'm sure there are many other people out there that would tickle your ears. But if she had a mulatto, they would kill. Are y'all listen to me? The seed that come out of her that came from me. And they will not only kill the baby, but they will kill her too.
Come on. Amen. True. Come on. Come on. True.
Are y'all beginning to understand this? Thank you, Sister Hale. You're a good white race owner. Are y'all getting this? Yes, have we got educated so far? Yes, a little bit of education. So they say, you know what? The government, man, we're making a lot of money off these licenses here. Let's just go ahead and have everybody get one. More taxes, because, you know, the government takes and then it taxes what it takes. And you love participating in this system. When there's an out between you and a brother, I'm talking about a brother, first thing you want to do is go to the law. Rather than going to the law.
Come on.
Showing who your master is.
That's exactly right. Come on. Glory to the King.
Here you are. Mm-hmm. This truth just makes you, it makes you shake your head, don't it? It just makes you shake your head. It's sad, isn't it? So America has practiced racism because it is in the position of power to practice racism. Are you following me? Now we're going to read a little portion of this article that Elder Doug sent me. This is coming from the Oxford Dictionary. Y'all hear this? The Oxford Dictionary. Ask the White Guy is the title. It says, is the Oxford Dictionary definition of racism too white for you? The two most contentious issues on the website are the definition of racism and the concept of white privilege. The concept that racism is power-based and flows from power to the lack of power is hard to grasp for the majority of people, quote unquote, defined in this country as white, male, heterosexual Christian, and with no disabilities. I can understand the frustration. Racism is hard to grasp, but white privilege is almost impossible for the majority persons to truly understand. The comment below is on a column I wrote years ago. Note the person commenting using the lowercase b for black, we use the uppercase B. Y'all hear this? Yes, sir. By your definition, black people, for an example, cannot be racist to a white person. I just got this article this morning from Elder Doug. Can you imagine how all of you people out there are again jacked up because you heard me say something, challenging your wicked little mind that you think is righteous. Well, let me read on so we can be fair and balanced. Black people cannot subscribe to the belief that all members of each race possesses characteristics or abilities specific to that race, especially as to distinguish it as inferior or superior to another race or races. It is what you are saying, or is the Oxford Dictionary of racism too white for you? Actually, it is. If you look up one who runs from the Oxford University Press, which publishes the Oxford English Dictionary, you'll find that the staff fits the very definition of too white. As to the top editor of the OED, therefore the definition of racism found there lacks nuance and is incomplete. Racism is directly from the majority of those not in the majority and has its roots in economics. In China, for example, racism would be directed to Han Chinese, to any of the other 55 entity or ethnicities, instead of the white privileged China has Han privilege. Same concept. As for, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. Let me read on down here. It is deep in the human psyche to think of life as a zero-sum game. The denying some people access to the resources will concentrate your power. Thus might work in a hunter-gatherer society. But in an economic system, we all gain when everyone participates. The innovation of the industries of the free people will trump the group whose freedom is limited. This is why the United States is still the world's dominant economy. Despite our problems, a person can achieve more if his or her potential here than anywhere else on the planet. It is also a major factor in why our diversity incorporated top 5 or 50 expressed as a stock index trumps the Dow Jones Industry Average and the S&P 500. The concept of white privileges confuses and frustrates many white people, especially people who don't perceive themselves as being in a position of power. A recent comment started with, I grew up in a trailer park. That is an important point because white privilege is leverage against ignorant white people to do the bidding of more powerful white people who have economic agenda. The Koch brothers, for an example, it has been used by people, the father Coughlin and Rush Limbaugh, to whip people up and build audiences, share the financial gain. Most of the white people killed on behalf of the Confederate government in our Civil War owned no slaves, but they died for the right to compete with enslaved labor. Most recently, we've seen this with the organized and the vigorous effort to smear Trayvon's character. And of course, they're going on now, and they're starting to insert opinion and stuff in this article because the Civil War was about slavery, contrary to what your history books and everybody says. So you see what's going on. You basically have to be in a position of power in order to practice racism. See, the base-minded people are the ones who say, you black, I hate you. You white, I hate you. Then they pass down that attitude based on the color of skin. You follow me? Showing how ignorant folks are. So what you perceive when you see black people on the street hating on white folks, you have to think, where did that originate from? Because coming over here, being robbed of a knowledge of self, not knowing who we were, language, culture, names, everything stripped from us, you're looking at a people that after 2 or 3 generations has been totally socially redefined.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling it how it is. If I was white, I would tell it how it is. But what we have today is a lack of white people telling it how it is. Because they're going to lose popularity. They might show y'all that little sorry Messianic conference they having out there. They all know me. Why don't they invite me? Because I'm going to tear up their apple cart. No telling he's a loose cannon, young gun. No telling what he might say. One thing that happen is we'll get the devil out of there and all this damn hypocrisy of playing religion. People going to get soaked with words. And ain't nothing else going to happen. And they're going to take your unjust weights and balances. Anybody know what I'm saying about that? Federal Reserve notes. Something about? And so people start wondering why in the world I started talking against the economic system. Where'd I get it from? When you start physically devaluing the currency, you're already showing the decline and fall of your character and nature as a human being.
That's right. Sir. Come on.
If you take away from the purity of metals and give us slugs,
Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it's telling me what your character and your nature is all about. You lying, cheating, stealing devil. It's amazing that in this country we don't want nothing pure. We are satisfied. Yeah, we are. With impurities. Love it. Soak it up and drink it up. Like hypocritical mockers do scorning. And we're comfortable with it. It doesn't even offend us. We don't even know how to get offended because we have been trained how to function under the blue pill world. And we're happy and we'll even pay to participate in it. You see the reason why they ain't going to allow me, they don't want me to come to no Messianic conference. Yeah, we're going to start calling it the lights out ministry. And then, well, what happens is, how many times you ever seen me or saw people on the internet accuse me of racism? Yeah. And then what's the first thing I do? Post a picture of the congregation up. And then I was like, what happened? Crickets. Hey, wait a minute. What happened? How's it that you call me racist, yet I got all these different diversities of culture up here that's not calling me racist? Come on up here, Elder Spinney. Elias, get on up here. Come on up here, Sister Nellie and Sister Heather. Come on up here, Sister Kalani. Get on up here. Tomoko, come on up here. Get on up here. Tamar, get on up here. Come on. Brother Delano, come on up here. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Come on up here. Get on up here. Move out and draw fire. Amazing, isn't it? Is this not amazing? Brother Scott, get up here, Brother Scott. We'll throw Brother Richie in for good measure. Huh? Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Now you tell me, y'all don't mind if I use a word that's in the Bible, do you? Okay, good. You tell me how in the hell can we be racist? Huh? Forget about words. Let's pay attention to function and action. Look at that diversity up there. And Brother Rich for good measure. We got all different ethnic backgrounds sitting right here, all different. The Bible calls it a mixed multitude. Now, the mixed multitude then didn't look like this. We got bleached out over a period of time. But yet and still the mixed multitude was diverse. Because if you got only Israel, that's not a mixed multitude. This making sense? Sister Zaza, you got your throw rag at? Are y'all getting this? Now, look at this. How in the world can people even twist their mouth? See, it's got to come from the function of the training of the mind. Because I can walk right down the line right here, and there's not a one of these persons up here, not one of these people will accuse me of being racist. And some of them of your culture. Uh-oh. Now what do? That means their perception has been greatly impaired. Because these people know something that they don't know. Is this not diversity? Yes, sir. Brother Chris, how can we be racist? Hard to imagine. Amazing, isn't it? And Brother Rich for good measure. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. And this upsets the paradigm. This upsets the apple cart.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good.
And yet every one of them been filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. Uh-oh. We got a problem now, don't we? Because Shimon Kepler said, and Yah have shown me that I should not call any man common or unclean. See the difference? When Shemaim speaks and he gives the Hebrews the spirit, his Ruach HaKodesh, and then he gives one of another nation his same spirit, Yah have showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. The problem today is that Yah ain't never showed these people nothing.
That's right. That's right. Bring it out. Break.
Yeah, they went, but they wasn't sent. Oh yeah, hallelujah. Now, if all you in your spirit was upset at Pastor Dowell, I don't want you to admit it. Just go find a corner somewhere and talk to the Father. I didn't know, so it was in secret, so go in your prayer closet secretly and say, Yah, I'm sorry for having a spirit on me. I like antagonizing these spirits, you know what I mean? It's all amazing, isn't it? See what we learned? We can quit today, right now. We learned enough right here to take us to the next Shabbat. How'd I do, Elder Doug? Elder Doug approved. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. You know that YouTube banned my video in all other countries? I'm like, man, wait a minute, that's my creation. And I used a fair warning, but they banned my Grinch video. They know the people in the United States of America ain't paying no attention. Just banned it. I'm telling you, I got some flying faggots up at YouTube Corporation that they eyeball me and scrutinize me, everything I do. I have been blocked. I have been under warnings. I have had my account restricted more time I can actually imagine. And then I turn to another channel and there ain't nobody paying attention to them. And they got thousands more views than I got, more subscribers. I'm like, what in the world? I said, I know what it is. Racism. Uh-oh. See, you think when I say racism, I'm just defining it to one ethnic group of people. See, now I got to waste all this time trying to recover. All you dum-dums who think you know something. Well, we ain't no dum-dums. Well, let me sit down and you tell me how smart you are so I can listen. Did we get an edumacation this morning? Yes, sir. Good. We ready to go on. We ready to move on then, right? You get it? Uh-oh. Look at him looking.